Hello. This message is a gentle yet firm reminder, once again, to stop putting yourself through unnecessary drama loops. I have spoken about this before. On March 20th, 2026, in my message, Discernment and Knowledge, and even earlier on January 31st, 2025, in What Are You Consuming? But today we are going deeper because this pattern is still shaping how we think, how we feel, and ultimately how we live. Take a moment and observe your daily interactions. Most of us spend a significant amount of time on social media, scrolling, posting, reposting, sharing information, in an attempt to stay informed about what is happening in the world. And there is nothing inherently wrong with being informed. Awareness matters. But what happens next? When we connect with others, whether face to face, on a video call, or even through a simple text exchange, our conversations often drift into familiar territory. After the usual, how are you and what is going on, the dialogue can quickly turn into gossip, speculation, conspiracy, condemnation, exaggeration, or even misinformation. And in our messages, yes, many are lighthearted, funny, and meant to entertain, and that has its place. But there is another side to us, a quieter, more intentional side, a side that chooses how to respond rather than react. And that is where everything begins to change. Because every moment, whether online, in conversation, or in silence, you are making a choice. Let us break this down with clarity. Imagine you come across a piece of alarming news online, something unsettling, something that triggers fear or outrage. The immediate reaction for many is to share it instantly, often with emotionally charged language. This is terrible. Look at what is happening. We are in serious trouble. Now pause. Ask yourself, what does that contribute? Yes, it spreads awareness, but it also amplifies fear. It feeds the loop. Now, consider a different response. You still share the information, but you include perspective, intention, and direction. This is concerning. Here is what is happening. But here are a few ways we can respond, whether it is supporting this effort, staying grounded, verifying information, or helping those directly affected. Do you feel the difference? One response continues the cycle of anxiety. The other begins the process of restoration. This is the shift we are talking about. Here is another example. Let us say you are in a conversation with friends or coworkers. Someone brings up a rumor or a controversial topic. This group starts building on it, adding assumptions, escalating emotions, reinforcing negativity. A common response might be, "Yeah, I heard that too. It is crazy. People are ridiculous." And just like that, the loop continues. But an intentional response could sound like, "I have heard different perspectives on that. Maybe we should look deeper before forming a conclusion. What do you think will actually help improve the situation?" Notice this is not about shutting people down. It is about elevating the conversation. Not every moment requires you to be silent, but every moment invites you to be conscious. Now let us look at the internal side of this. Drama loops do not only exist in conversations with others, but they also exist within us. Replaying situations, rehearsing arguments, imagining worst case scenarios, holding on to frustration long after the moment has passed. For example, you might think, I cannot believe they said that. Next time I'm going to respond like this. And you replay it over and over again. This is a loop. Now compare that to a different internal response that did not sit well with me. But what can I learn from it? How can I respond better next time? Or is this even worth carrying forward? One traps you in reaction, the other moves you into growth. This is where discernment becomes a reality, not just as a concept, but as a practice. Because the truth is this: fear-based narratives will always exist. Information both accurate and distorted will always circulate. People will always have different beliefs, backgrounds, and perspectives. That is part of the human experience. But what defines us is not what we are exposed to, it is how we choose to engage with it. If we continue to absorb and repeat fear without offering direction, we become part of the problem. If we choose to pair awareness with intention, solutions, and grounded action, we become part of the shift. And let us be clear, solutions do not always have to be grand or global. Sometimes a solution looks like choosing not to engage in harmful gossip. Sometimes it is correcting misinformation with calmness instead of aggression. Sometimes it is helping one person instead of trying to fix everything. And sometimes it is simply knowing when to step away, reset your mind, and not feed the cycle at all. That too is power. Now, there is something else we must acknowledge. As many of you continue to grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you will begin to move forward in ways that not everyone around you is ready for. Your thoughts will evolve. Your habits will change. Your tolerance for negativity will decrease. And as that happens, you may feel like you are leaving something behind. Because you are. You are leaving behind patterns that no longer serve you, conversations that drained you, reactions that once defined you. But here is the important part. You are not abandoning others, you are lighting a path. By choosing clarity over chaos, by choosing solutions over repetition, by choosing awareness over reaction, you create an example. You show that it is possible to stay informed without being consumed, to be aware without being overwhelmed, to care without contributing to disorder. That is leadership in its simplest and most powerful form. So yes, end the drama loops, end the unnecessary noise, end the patterns that keep you cycling in the same emotional and mental space. Not by ignoring reality, but by engaging with it differently. Stay informed, but do not stay stuck. Speak, but speak with purpose. Share with direction. And most importantly, act. Because real change is not found in endless discussion alone. It is found in the consistent alignment of thought, word, and action. We may all come from different backgrounds. We may all hold different beliefs, but we are all capable of discernment. We are all capable of responsibility. We are all capable of respect for ourselves, for each other, and for life itself. And as change continues, because it always will, let it find you not repeating the loop, but creating the path forward. Until next time, live in peace, the real meaning of peace. Give and receive genuine hugs with warmth and respect, and love as if your life, all of life, depends on it. Goodbye for now.